Greetings adventurers, I am the Rat-Kun. Today, I will be teaching you how to play multiplayer. One of my viewers asked how to play multiplayer, and I said that I'd do it after my AI model testing is over. But I wanted to use the AiDungeon that I have on Steam before maybe it gets deleted or something. So I took a look at it and I messed around with it a bit. So here is how you play multiplayer. Since I stated as well that I have no friends, I will be playing with myself on Steam and on the web version of AiDungeon. So here we go. So just like you're going to create any story, you're going to want to go up to the top right, hit play. It could be the DM or whoever wants to start something. You just hit multiplayer. You're going to ignore join with code for now. Instead, you're going to create game as, I guess, the DM. Or your most responsible friend. We're gonna do a lot of fantasy, so today I'm gonna mix it up and we're going to do a zombie apocalypse type survival thing in a city. While, you could choose one of these, sometimes the scenario that you want, you can do it, you can follow along with whatever you like. It'll create a random scenario, but for me, what I like to do is I like to go custom and make entirely scenarios entirely by myself. So before we begin our scenario, if you're creating a scenario as a DM or GM or whatever, third person you're always gonna want on. Having the AI speak in first person is gonna mess everything up, especially with more than one person. So first person, one person. Third person, two persons. To set this up, I would recommend that we go into author's note. And to keep the AI on track, we're gonna I'd recommend that you put in write in the third person. Alright, that's gonna make sure that the AI always keeps it in mind to write in the third person. For the second thing I would recommend is what genre are you creating? So since we are going to do zombie apocalypse today, we're gonna just put our survival, stuff like that. And you can also put this is a zombie story. This is a zombie survival story. Okay, so we have that set up. Let's see. I don't know exactly if memory will affect the person that is, this is my screen, so I don't know if it's only going to affect my person, but I'm thinking that this thing is like it affects the story itself. So anybody could, add details here and it'll keep the story going. I would recommend that you let the responsible person be the only one to type in memory and do all this stuff, so as not to mess anything up. And if you guys are uncomfortable with certain topics, you can put banned words. So, I'm not gonna put anything in there. That's for you guys to decide. Yes, delete banned words. Story cards, you can create story cards here if you want to preempt certain things in your story as the GM. So if you want to create, characters, factions that the people that you're playing with can meet, you can write it. You can do it here, or, you can do it right there. Or mess with it over here. I mean, in the main thing. So, gameplay, I'm going to be using Mixtral. This is the... Oh, wow. This is the best... Well, I don't know about ChatGPT 4, but this is the best thing you can use right now. We'll be going over Mixtral later. This, for now, I'm just going to show you a small little test of how to play. So I'm going to be playing with, I guess, the full shebang. So 4,000 context length will be great. Response, you can see this, you can pause the video and check out my slider settings. For safety, we are going to be playing on, I'm going to play on moderate. You can play on mature, but that's maybe if you want maybe more sexual themes in your game. If you're cool with your homies like that, then you go ahead. Otherwise, I'd recommend, well, I'm going to play in moderate for now. I don't want anything like that on my video. So, And if you play with mature, you can also put banned words for certain topics. It might delve into some things that people aren't comfortable with. Okay, anyways, so as the dungeon master, well, not really the dungeon master, you just basically kind of control the AI. The AI will be your dungeon master. You and your friends can just play together and have fun. So this is how you invite people. You go to the top left, you're gonna click on that, you're gonna click invite players. It's gonna give you a friend code. Copy this, and I'd recommend that you and your friends play on Discord so you can communicate effectively. You can be in a voice call, and that would really help out the flow of the story that you guys are gonna create. So I will be going to the web version, and you will see me put it in. So, okay, we are on our second account. This is a free account, and I copied the code. You're gonna want to go to multiplayer, any of your friends, multiplayer, and take that code. You're gonna want to paste that code right here into join with code. So you're gonna join the game. And you'll notice that your icons are right next to each other right here. So I'm gonna go switch back to the DM, the main account. Alright, so we got our friend in here, which is just me. Maybe a less cooler version of me. And we're gonna create the scenario. Like you can create this beforehand, or you can create it with your friends here. So I'm gonna be lazy. I don't want to think too hard today, and I'm going to use this. So hashtag space describe a group. Describe. I'm gonna say two adventurers, two survivors, in a desolate city filled with zombies. They start out in an abandoned grocery. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna send that on its way. In the heart of a once thriving city, now a desolate wasteland, two survivors, Jack and Sarah, find themselves taking shelter in an abandoned grocery mart. The windowless building, once a symbol of abundance and consumerism, now serves as their only sanctuary amidst the relentless hordes of the undead. They created a scenario with two people in a grocery mart. So, I'd recommend that you delete this, and this is going to be our prompt going forward. Alright. For me and my friend, you can edit. I'm sure your friend can edit it as well. You can decide who wants to edit what. You can ask, Me, I'm gonna say my character is actually named Tommy, and another dude named Billy. No, not Billy. Let's make it a woman. So, let's go back to Sarah. Yeah. No. Pamela. Yeah. Alrighty. In the heart of a once thriving city, now desolate wasteland, two survivors, Tommy and Pamela. Now let's check if that thing was edited immediately for our friend. There it is. Okay, so yeah, Tommy and Pamela. I can't really tell because I can't see two screens at once. I only own the one screen, but I don't know if it'll be like change in real time, like you could see it disappear. So I'm going to be on my second account. I'm going to be writing as Pamela. And so with your friend, or actually just in general, I'm going to recommend that you do not do, you do not do say, and I guess you don't do see either. I would suggest that everyone that plays always writes in story and in third person. So you're going to write for the person that you want to be playing. So we have Tommy and Pamela. You can introduce characters later just by saying, you find this person. Well, we'll try that. Okay. Even though I don't have a third account, we're going to try writing as if there's a third person in it. All right. So you as Pamela, I'm going to write, and you can see that when one person is writing, you can see the three little typing dots. So Pamela shifts through piles of garbage looking for anything useful. The scent of rotting food and decaying flesh hangs heavy in the air, making each breath a struggle. As Pamela rustles through piles of rubbish, a rat scurries away, startled by her presence. The interior of the grocery mart is dimly lit, casting eerie shadows against the dust-covered shelves. I'm gonna switch over to my main account, and I'm gonna be playing as Tommy this time. Alright, I'm gonna put Tommy hears the commotion. Rat and asks in a hushed tone, so as not to attract any zombies. Everything all right? Okay, so after we sent that, the AI did speak for Pamela. So either the player playing Pamela can either let that go and say, okay, that's cool, I'll have it like that, or you can delete it. You can delete it, and so it'll go back to Tommy hears commotions from the rat and asks in a hushed tone, everything all right? Then the character playing Pamela, I'm going to now switch to Pamela, or your friend, whoever, can put, yeah, everything's all right. It's just a rat. Pamela answers back. Barely rattled. And then you can continue as Pamela with an action, or you can see what's going to happen next. Maybe it's going to talk over Tommy, but you can just do the whole dance of deleting, you know? It's just building a story together with your friends. So it's, I guess, not much like a real DM, but like, no, it's the same thing. Barely rattled. Pamela looks back at the garbage and notices a hidden gun. Pamela's gonna send that. Hey Tommy, look at this. Okay. Gonna exit. At this point, the DM can, whoever the DM is like, oh, hold on, I'm gonna add something to this. So I'm gonna switch over to my main account. And I'm going to continue the story. I'm gonna write the story going on for it. Or you can have the AI do it for you by doing hashtag describe. Or anybody could do this. Pamela could do this too. You could bring up this prompt, or you can have the responsible on doing this. Describe the gun. Amidst the mess of smashed produce and ruined cans, Pamela's keen eyes catch a glimpse of something shiny and metallic. As she digs further into the pile, she uncovers an old, dusty gun. The weapon appears to be a classic. You can continue it, and so we're going to see, just like that. Despite being covered in dust, the revolver's metal casing gleams under the dim light, hinting at its once polished exterior. The grip, made of worn-out leather, bears the marks of countless hands that have held it before. Inscribed on the barrel is the name Colt Python. Wow, we found a Colt Python. So we're gonna we're gonna delete or erase that little prompt, and we're gonna continue from here. So from this point, the DM, after having this written for it, you can write it yourself if you're so creative, or you can have the AI do it for you. This time, Pamela decides what she's gonna do with it. So I'm gonna switch to Pamela, or your friend, you know, whoever your friend is, and Pamela, I'm not gonna say sneakily, but Pamela quietly picks up the revolver and pockets it. Yes. With the revolver now hidden away safely in her pocket, Pamela continues to scavenge the area for more valuable resources. She navigates between discarded shelves with caution, carefully avoiding the crunch of broken glass beneath her boots. Her ears remain alert, straining to detect any unusual noises that would indicate danger. So, I'm actually going to try something that I haven't tried before, and we'll see what happens. Okay, we'll see what happens. So I'm actually going to edit this line. I'm going to edit this line, and I'm gonna have her put quietly picks up the revolver and pockets it, and then I'm gonna do hashtag. I don't know if this is gonna work. Hashtag describe. I'm always gonna recommend that you put describe her, and you could have her, I guess, inner monologue about what she wants to do with the gun, so that the AI will have context for it, unless you want to keep it a secret from your friends. So I'm gonna put, I want her to walk back up to Tommy. So I'm gonna see if she does it. Describe Pamela walking up to Tommy, asking, and I'm not gonna, walking up to Tommy. Let's do that. Let's see if that does anything. Alright, I'm gonna continue. Pamela, with a newfound sense of hope, approaches Tommy, who's on guard by the entrance. She clutches the revolver tightly in her right hand, its weight comforting in such uncertain times. As she draws closer, the dim light from outside catches a gleam of the cult python, causing Tommy's gaze to flick towards it. Okay, so that worked. That's pretty cool. So if you don't want the AI to do some random freaking thing in the next line, you can actually have your character already doing something. Or you can just write it out. So after she pockets it, she walks up to Tommy. She walks up to Tommy, and let's see what that does. Pamela approaches Tommy, who's keeping an eye out. Okay, so it approaches him, but not in a way that, like, let's say, for example, Pamela doesn't want Tommy to know, right? So a lot of the time it'll go, we just saw that if you put walks up to Tommy, you don't want to put, and she wants to hide it, you don't want to put, because it'll break immersion, after she pockets it and walks up to Tommy with the intent to hide it, with the intent to hide it, it's going to break some immersion, right? You can write that in, and so you can either do it like this, or you could write a whole new line about it. So we could do that too. I just wanted to test out if it'll do that. So describe Pamela walking up to Tommy, not wanting him to know about the revolver. She asks if he found anything. So you can have the AI speak for you, or you can just use it as a kind of foundation for a dialogue. So what it came up with is Pamela with the revolver concealed in her hand. We could change that. I don't mind it. So concealed in her pocket, carefully approaches Tommy, who's still scanning their surroundings for any threats. She tries to keep her movements as quiet as possible, not wanting to draw attention to her newly discovered weapon. Once she is close enough, she asks Tommy in a low voice, "Did you find anything useful?" So, as Pamela, I'm gonna say, yeah, that's exactly what I want to happen. And you could tell your friend, or they can be cool with it. I'm gonna switch to my main account. And I'm gonna switch to Tommy. And I'm gonna pretend I don't know. And say, nope. All is quiet on the Western Front. Tommy replies, his hand still on the metal baseball bat. Then I'm gonna have them continue the conversation, continue the story. We should get out of here if you didn't find useful. Oops. Well, I could leave that question mark. Oh, what? Useful. Actually gonna add. Okay, continue. Okay, so see it decided to reveal it to him. You can erase it if you don't like it, as Pamela or whoever. See, I'm gonna erase that. And then I'm gonna switch to Pamela and continue the dialogue. Sure. Let's get out of here. Alright, I'm gonna start a small little combat so we can see how it takes care of that. Sure, let's get out. Pamela walks forward and accidentally kicks a metal trash can, causing a loud sound. Suddenly, okay, so a loud sound. You can either say suddenly, a group of zombies can be heard outside of the grocery mart. Since I don't want it to be that short, I'm actually going to put hashtag describe a group of zombies hearing the noise. Okay, as the metal trash can crashes to the ground. Let's retry that. She didn't kick it that hard. Okay, it kind of moved a bit. As the metal trash can clatters across the floor, a deafening silence ensues. Moments later, a low guttural growl pierces the air, and a group of zombies in the vicinity perk up their ears towards the direction of the noise. There you go. So I am going to delete this part of it. Otherwise, it'll just keep repeating that line of dialogue. Alright. Pamela curses under her breath and shoots Tommy an apologetic look. So we're gonna give Tommy some agency to react. Okay, so Tommy says, I want to react to that. You can ask him. So you can erase that, and then Tommy will decide what he wants to do. So Tommy gives her a reassuring look and grips his face all tight, ready to defend. Okay. Oh shoot. So for some reason it repeated the echo. So we're just gonna retry it. It's cool. Alright. The growls intensify as if urging the undead to come closer. The first creature, a decaying man wearing a ragged suit, stumbles into view, driven by an insatiable hunger for the living. Tommy swings his bat with all his might. I'm going to... So you can either, like, leave it up in the air to see if you'll hit or not, or you can, you know, just say what happens. His might, smashing the head of the zombie. As the first zombie falls, more of them start to emerge from the shadows, compelled by the sound of the struggle. Their desiccated limbs tear through the stray debris. In their path, dragging their lifeless bodies towards the source of the commotion. Okay, so I am going to switch to Pamela. I'm going to switch to my friend. So, because I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I did a move, now it's your turn. So, Pamela lifts up her hidden... No, she doesn't know if there's ammo in there. Pamela lifts up the... What does she have? The golf club. Lifts up the golf club she has and swings towards the zombies. Let's see what happens. With the golf club in her hands, Pamela takes a defensive stance next to Tommy. I wonder... There's nothing to redo. What are you talking about? Okay. Oh no, looks like there's some sort of error. No. I'm going to exit out of this thing and rejoin. I'm going to try to leave the adventure. And it says, failed to leave adventure, adventure not found. Okay, that's weird. Looks like it's bugged beyond repair. I guess this is a broken story. So we cannot continue it. I did teach you how to play multiplayer for a bit. Hopefully you learned something in this video. And I hope that you don't get, this kind of problem in your games with your friends. I'm sure this is like maybe a 1 in 100 million% chance that this will happen to you. I'm gonna put this in as a bug report to the AiDungeon team. So if there's a problem, hopefully it gets fixed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.